do my telling people we're live.
No, I understand. I like to watch this streamer when they upload their VODs. They put in like all the fluff before it, and it's usually like 30 to 40 minutes.
I know, like most streamers have like a pre-stream where they're like, I'm just gonna leave this up for like an hour with like a GIF of my VTuber persona or whatever running while we wait for people to get in.
But even like after that, she has like kind of intro.
Yeah, the intro can be a little long for some streamers, but I actually kind of like having the pre-show stuff there, just so that if I am watching a stream, I can come in and see, oh, they're about to start streaming. Mm-hmm. It's like just getting ready.
Yeah, sure. Because like we sort of have like the issue here of like, because I only like start the stream the moment we go live, everyone has to like get in at the same time or they're gonna miss something.
Yeah, I guess my point was just saying it's not abnormal to have like a lot of time before the actual stream. Yeah, is just all I was gonna say.
But yeah, it's like better for like, because a lot of people know streams start by like notifications they get and such.
Yeah, I get them all the time. Mostly I don't click on them.
Yeah, I only have. Like, the thing is, like, I like a lot of streamers, but I usually just watch VODs. There are very few streamers who I'm like, oh, this person's live, I'm gonna watch that live.
Mm-hmm. I'm just usually doing stuff, like, and I have very specific times where I can just watch a stream. Yeah. You know, like, so it's like... Yeah.
And also, like, I can pause a video and come back to right where I
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of times it'll be, like, a 3-hour-long stream video, and I'll watch, like... an hour of it and then like go back to it later.
Like also like usually when streamers are streaming is when I'm doing something or like when I'm hanging out with my friends or roommates. So it doesn't quite fit for me.
Can't wait to roll some dice.
Oh, I should actually pull those out.
Yeah.
I don't gotta
the physical act of rolling dice is very pleasant.
Hey, you know what's weird?
What's that?
I haven't seen any dice NFTs.
Like how would like a die wearing a hat, smoking a
it'd be like a die. No, not wearing a hat. It'd be smoking weed.
Why a die though?
Because I'm thinking of things that are because it's all algorithmically generated art.
Oh my god! Speaking of NFT stuff, there was this great thing that was happening where like Canine Cartel is an NFT thing that tweeted like, oh, who's that sweeping our floors? Looks like it's the furries, and it's like, and hashtag canine not furry, and it just got overtaken by furries, and is like they're just posting their personas under the hashtag canine not furry, and it was really funny.
It's so great.
Good.
It was great.
Love the furries.
Well, shout out to the furry community. But no, they would never do a die NFT because it doesn't fit the manly stereotype. Because like all of
gambling. That's like James Bond. James Bond through dice.
Also, like, I don't know. There's a lot of like fucking nerds who probably like NFTs and like some D&D nerds.
I guess maybe there would be like a
nerd.
I don't even think that's really. I don't even know if that's because I feel like I can't imagine NFT people like actually enjoying anything.
I feel like people just sort of sprung from the earth one day and they just hate.
Well, no.
To like want to make a product and think that'll work. Like the amount of people like getting fucking stoned by this shit.
Alright, I guess I'll do a quick like last time on before we get started, because I feel like that's something, now that we've gone for a couple episodes, I should do that, because people might need the refresher. I might need the refresher. I might get some of this shit wrong.
And then we also might want to do ties before we jump in.
That's also ties, but I'll do it previously on. That's the other thing is because this isn't like, this is something I realized, like because I don't like edit these and put them out somewhere else, like, I don't have the second go through, so I do genuinely realize, oh, I forgot how this like, before we streamed this, I was like, what did we actually end on last episode? I had to, like, go back and listen to, and it was just like a zoom out shot in our imaginations. But anyway, our crew, which consists of... Also, the pictures are gone. 1 second. I have to see if I can turn these back on. Yeah. Yeah. Where's... There we go. Our crew of Alice Kravstov, Natalie Westfield, April Love, and Yosef Geltz are on Shuffle Island, participating in the Shuffle Island tournament. They just defeated some of Victor Amar's esport nerd card game team. They've defeated Nero Collapse and Torn Renewal.
Love it. I love Victor Amar is just Victor Amar, not like some crazy weird name.
He's older. Like the other people on his team are like kids. They like their online handles.
That's really cute.
And of course, last episode, unfortunately, Alice lost a match against the reigning champion of Grand Shuffle, Cassili Feodora.
She did impress Cassilia, though.
She did impress her, though, so she left a good imprint. And maybe now that there's actually real mechanics for doing the shuffle duels, we'll see how it goes this time. Or next time. We don't know if there's going to be that this episode.
Yeah, I don't know if people know that we did that. That June came up with a whole new system.
June. No, a lot of this was Ava too.
We worked on it together. I think the version we are working with is mostly June's original idea that I then added my own stuff to.
Yeah.
But basically, and I guess I'll go over some of the mechanics just real quick for people, just so you can get the idea, is that it's primarily based off of like two primary resources, which is life points and deck points. Deck points let you do stuff in a duel, like that's like your pool of resources and cards you have to work with. And then life points are just going to get slowly pushed down by your opponent every round, and you have to beat them before you run out of life points. And also, if you're out of deck points, then you have to believe in the heart of the cards, which may or may not backfire when you do so. And then there's also a third resource, which is called shuffle points, and those are like points you get during your duel to boost your other moves. Or also, there is a I've solved the puzzle clause, where if you have 5 shuffle points in a game, you can just say you win.
So Exodia.
You Exodia it, yeah, if you get 5 shuffle points. And also, you'll get bonuses to your life points and deck points if you are teamed up with someone you have a tie with, or if they have a tie with you. And yeah, there's some modifiers. There's a lot of modifiers to the moves you have, so any sort of thing that like refers to the move like Scrap will also apply to the special modifier move Aggro, which is the card version of it, which use all the same stats, but like because the card game has its own micro rules, we had to add our own like things that those moves can do in the context of a duel. And that's primarily it. And also, if you have a card you really like, if you have like a mascot card for your deck, you can have a buddy card out on the field, which is basically like your Dark Magician or Karibo or whatever, which can make your moves a little better because you're using your favorite card. But anyway, so yeah,
a lot of that can just like come up in play as we go.
Yeah, I just want to give people the elevator pitch on what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so yeah, Alice was defeated by Cassili. We saw a mysterious woman in a yellow hat, seemingly trying to rob the island or do some sort of heist after an explosion caused by Yosef's duel.
And then she was flooded out of the tunnel by Natalie.
Yeah. And also, there's a bit of exploring the island. There was a fork in the road. One side had like a roller coaster Ferris wheel symbol, but we decided to go down on the haunted house trail and go to a little spooky land. So we'll see where the adventurers go this time around, where our shufflers go. And I think that's all the setup we need. Who has ties they would like to update? Let's just start with April, because she's the first one in the spreadsheet.
I have one because my ties with Yosef and Natalie are maxed at the moment.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna have to have a scene.
So, Alice, Alice must feel crushed. I've never seen her lose before.
Okay. All right. Yosef, do you have any ties you want to add or update?
I think I'd like to add one for Alice, which is of a similar vein of the I've never seen Alice lose before. And I'd like to kind of tie that into my previous tie of Alice's quest for glory will ultimately backfire. But I wasn't expecting it to be that soon. Like, goddamn. And then I think that's all I got for now, and that means my tie with Alice is now maxed out.
Okay, so if anyone has a +3 with another character, try to get a scene with that character where you have a chance to air your thoughts, get a new perspective, and maybe see what they think, so they can try to change the way you think about them and such, because that's how you're gonna take the opportunity to gain even more experience off of that.
Yeah, also don't forget to give yourself an experience for advancing a tie.
Yeah, also as well.
Yes.
Alright.
Ooh.
Or did you level up?
I leveled up. Shit.
I gotta actually remember. So for
now.
I guess if you know an advanced move you want to take, feel free to just put that in, but you don't have to worry about that right now.
You don't
Yeah.
have to announce it either. I took mine and haven't said what it is yet.
Yeah, it can be a fun little secret. It'll be a
Sneaky.
secret tool that'll help us later.
It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Alright. Alice, do you have any ties you would like to develop or add on to?
Yeah, I'd like to add one for April, because she played pretty well in the card game last time.
Yeah. She hit that Jupiter moon thing and into the graviton singularity dragon.
Yeah, something like April could be really good at this game if she tried.
Aw.
Mm-hmm.
And I think since Natalie asked for help, even though she didn't get to play any games last time, I think I want to do something like Natalie's finally showing some initiative.
I'm just typing something in tabletop for just us to hear. Or actually, I'll put it in our video chat. And yeah, you can feel free to keep talking, but I just want to make a few.
And I also want to add a tie with Cassili.
Cool. Oh yeah, which would make sense.
God. I think it's something like... Ooh. I won't let my failure to her stop me.
Okay.
Or...
I'm trying to think of how we can say that.
Afraid. Like...
Yeah, I'm just
afraid
trying
of losing again, or like she seems
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it where she's at the center of that sentence.
Yeah. Or maybe even something like Cassili seems invincible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But do you want to add like a little hopeful twist at the end where or maybe it's like she seems invincible, italicized.
Yeah,
the
something
whole
like
thing is
that.
italicized, but we get the idea. We understand each other.
Yeah. Alright, Emily had to step away for a second.
Okay. So we'll take a moment. God, we've already gone through so much of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memory soundtrack.
I'm glad that I thought ahead and added this extra row for ties in our sheet just because I saw that I predicted that Cassie would want to make a tie with Cassili.
A lot of freaking characters on this island. Totally. Luckily, there won't be any more. There totally won't be any more characters introduced.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, who needs more characters? All you need is... I can't count the number of characters.
I think we just need one character.
Who is it?
Well, obviously it's Natalie.
Oh, yeah.
Because Emily hasn't gotten back yet.
Yeah, exactly.
What's my... Sometimes my Google spreadsheet doesn't want to update whenever I try to scroll side to side.
Huh.
It's fine now, but sometimes... I wonder if it's because I, have the browser in, portrait mode.
Oh, maybe.
My goal in regards to our shuffle rules, my goal is that we will still be able to achieve a very random feel of what players want to do. We can still Calvin ball a little bit, but now there are more concrete numbers that we're going to
Sorry about that. I had to grab dinner.
No problem. I need to grab this one.
I assume it's my turn for ties?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, for me... I'm actually gonna go the complete opposite of Cassie here with the April to Love tie. I'm gonna say or not word it. So my idea is that clearly these games are not just a game, and we could potentially die from them. So I think April should take the game more seriously.
April should take the game more seriously because we could die.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of long, but...
That's a really good tie.
Or we could die. Because, yeah, even as that was happening, April was kind of just okay, I guess this is happening. And I'm like, well, we could die. And then, so that's an experience. And then I guess I want to update Alice as well, and that Alice is surprisingly nice when you're, because she was very, she taught me, right away that she kind of agreed to it, so I guess, Alice is very nice at heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Victor, I kind of want to do an update because I made progress with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of Victor last week.
Victor is figuring stuff out, I might say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3 ties, so 3 experience up. What does that get me to?
Go level up.
I leveled up. Great. I have no idea what advanced move I want. So
And it's about time though. I only wish you'd leveled up sooner.
yeah, I mean, it's because I rolled so good, but I've been getting experience exclusively from ties, so just needed to get some more of those. And yeah, I think that's it.
Cool. I think that means we'll be ready to start any second. I just realized there's some notes I want to write down.
The classic GM experience, writing notes as we're playing the game.
Yeah, I just want to write down some things so I don't have to think of them later.
For fun.
So that when we get into the moment, I don't have to be
like coming up with names. That's always the thing that stumbles, like that makes me stumble when I'm playing. Like, these like 3 characters came up to see you. What are their names? I don't know. Larry, Moe, and Curly, I guess.
Yeah, it's always Larry, Moe, and Curly. They keep showing up in every campaign we do. Oh. All right. So I guess there hasn't been like a full day passage like with some of our other episodes. Like there's no real break in time. We basically just get back to we are outside the little flooded hole that you guys made in some of the infrastructure of the island. A security guard has gone their way and doesn't seem like you roused any specific suspicion, even though you didn't do anything that would make you suspicious, except for you did fuck with the walkie-talkie system. But it seems like they bought that interjection. But you did hear that there is a number of caches on the island for whatever reason. And so you sort of explored this little haunted house area. There's a autumnal spooky season themed hotel here. But there's mostly just the road that will lead you back to the fork that will explore other parts of the island for you. I'm gonna take a drink of wine.
So is this the fork that we started at after coming off the boat?
Oh yeah, that's the one at the amphitheater, the one that goes to the castle or to the sign. It's the amusement park sign. I describe what's on it, but we know what an amusement park sign looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a lot of other weird stuff on this island.
Well, obviously we should go to the amusement park.
Yeah, that's definitely when those kids ran off earlier. That is the direction they went, and you didn't get a sign of that other lady, the one in yellow, exactly where she went, but that was probably her goal. And then I think Victor Amar is sort of just here chilling still. He's been properly comforted by you guys after the last duel. And it seems like Cassilia is also going back down the road in pursuit of just other duelists who may be back the other way that you guys came.
I think that April right now is in lack of a wall to practice tennis, like her tennis with. She is bouncing a ball off trees like as they walk.
Mm-hmm.
So like squash, but like with trees as they move forward.
Just like off a branch, off a knot of wood, just back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we are off to the amusement park. You go down this nice little brick walkway that's like very well tended to the point where it feels like this tournament is maybe the first time anyone's ever walked through this. There are little information plinths about attractions and various bits of what seems like storytelling for the island. Plinths with like O'Shell Primrose dressed up in various thematic outfits for the area, saying like,
"Are there clowns?
Fun this way." There are no clowns.
What the fuck?
Well, there.
Why are we even here?
There's none of the staff are dressed like clowns, but you've definitely seen some shufflers who were clown themed.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad they're here.
They brought it themselves.
They saw the amusement park and like, I'm going right there. This is up my alley.
All right, and when it's a long walk. You're like backtracking a bit, following the curvature of the island. You pass through that fork, which I guess is splits actually 4 ways or whatever. So it's more like a 4-way intersection. And then you get to the amusement park is much more open. There's a lot less of this like forest for theming and more like we are clearing this land. We're putting roller coasters and Ferris wheels. And when you get there, you can immediately tell that like rides are running. clearly people who got here first are just going hog wild with the theming. There's like on the roller coaster you can see like the weird visual effects from various shuffles going on. Like almost every carriage on the Ferris wheel has two people going back and forth in Eidolon games. And you can just see yellow cards and red cards popping off people as they lose. Someone's like dueling on the roller coaster as it's going around, which that probably has its own weird field effects going on. But for the most part, the walkways are decently empty. People have gone off to their little competitive areas that they wanted to make, and no one's like out enjoying the park. But you do see, as you come into the park, you do see one person who's just sort of standing there looking away wistfully. And it's this person who's wearing like a long black cape with a pointed collar and like a red cummerbund.
Oh yeah.
A Dracula.
I think this person sees you and like has like a brief like doesn't like move like moves their head just like mechanically towards you, wrinkles their brow for a second, and then like opens their eyes, relieved and wistful. And they just speak to you like, "Friends, come to me, come closer."
Okay.
Okay.
I do not approach.
I can see that there is a certain spark in your eyes.
April's a bit hesitant and is hanging back with Alice.
What do you mean by that?
You have an Eidolon.
What?
We are all.
Oh, yeah.
Let us not act like this is a tournament of standard procedure. We are all gifted. We must be more cautious than these other tournament goers are taking the experience.
Yeah, like as soon as he says that we have an Eidolon, Natalie like stops going forward and gets a little bit worried that this guy's gonna like try and kill us.
Like,
what?
April has her tennis racket out, just kind of by her side.
Mm-hmm.
We got, I mean, you're a vampire, so, like, we all got our edges here.
I am not a listen. I can see where you're going. He's not old, but he has like a ton of forehead space because he has his hair slicked into like a deep widow's peak.
Like he's a Dracula.
Like he's doing a Dracula thing, but he has like long black braided hair coming off the back, and I think also like a very thick, luscious goatee, like not like the little tiny evil goatee, but actually like fills in the space a bit. But he's like, I'm just a goth.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, do you got Eidolon then, buddy?
I do, and it is because of this that I've known that our meeting would be quite fortuitous. And you can see from coming up from behind his shoulder, you just see what looks like the wide brim of a dark hat, that a widow would wear at a funeral. And popping up from underneath it, you just see the view of this skeletal face, and then takes out a skeletal hand, dips the hat down, and leans in to whisper something to this person. And they say, "My Eidolon, demonic tutor. It informs me of things that I will need to know in the future." But where are my manners? My name is Elvira Nadosh. What are your names?
I'm Yosef. You said Elvira?
Elvira.
Elvira. Okay.
Like the masculine form.
Yeah, I get it. Good. Yeah. Elvira. Yeah, love it. Big fan of Elvira here.
I use he/him pronouns.
Appreciate that. we haven't had much luck with other Eidolon users. You don't have anything up your sleeve, do you?
I am.
Barely the hat.
I have plenty of know-how up my sleeve, but I know. I'm thinking how he proceeds, because you can like immediately sort of tell that he does get like a pensive look as you like sort of ask what he has up his sleeve, and he's like, I assume you're not out there barging into battles needlessly. I think you have I believe that you kids have a curious mind for these things.
Can I check this guy's vibes by dredging the undertow?
Oh yeah, dredge the undertow on Elvire.
Doing a vibes check. 8, 10?
10, yeah. So that's just like whatever you need. Additional. Okay. You get the. They. I'm trying to think what I can give you. There is. You can tell when you dredge the undertow that you are sort of being followed by this rank, pursuitous vibe of just like something malefic. And it is not him. He is almost like a shining star of good energy. Okay,
that's scary, but also reassuring, I guess. I guess I like. I'll say to like. I'll say that I backed up earlier, and I'm with April and Alice, and I'm like, he seems like he's legit. Like he doesn't want to harm us. Maybe we should talk to him and try to make an alliance or something.
What does he actually want, though?
Yeah.
What do you want with us, Mr. Elvire?
Ah, I knew that you were going to ask me that. Let's see. I was also like you once. I had a small crew of friends who are interested in the unknown. However, one of them... Not... Betrayal would be a strong word. And I do not need to get into the details of what occurred, but... I have a friend here who I believe has gone down a dangerous path.
You could say you've been staked in the back?
That's... I would more say that I was two-timed. No.
This friend of yours, his name doesn't happen to be, was it Randall, that guy's name?
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. He wouldn't happen to be Ronaldo, would it?
He just, like, immediately, like, puts, like, a hand in his hand. No, he is involved in this long, sordid tale, but he is not the problem.
Well, who wronged you?
Well, I know we will find her together soon enough, but she has a bit of a wild streak, and I have been advised by my Eidolon that I will be receiving help in the future to pursue her.
And you think we're that help?
You're the only ones who appeared at the exact moment. It was maybe just the right place at the right time, but I can hear your names when I think of the words, the tunnel of love.
April just kind of
Are you hitting on all of us?
Like, April just kind of, like, stares off, like, no, couldn't be me.
No, no. He's like, gets sort of embarrassed. He's like, no. My friend, this former coworker of mine, has a streak of. She has sticky fingers.
Oh, does she like gold?
She loves it.
I think we might have met her.
I was concerned of that possibility.
I mean, she kind of just...
She's not dangerous. She is not dangerous.
Left
not
immediately
too...
after we met her, so...
I do not...
We don't know too much.
I thought she came this way, the person that we met.
I believe she is very evasive. Only my Eidolon seems to be able to track her down. Most likely because my path continues to overlap with hers. But
if we help you and we find her, what do you intend to do?
I want her to steal back something that she was more than ready to give away. She is responsible for quite a conundrum that many of us are facing right now. I will not bore you with details or implicate her with any unnecessary guilt, but there is a situation I would like her to, what's the word?
Make right? Or...
Yeah, something like that. It's one of those, repair the situation.
Rectify.
Rectify. That is. I'm like going back and forth between like French and Dracula.
Yeah, a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah, French Dracula.
What if Dracula had a Brooklyn accent?
Hey, I'm sucking blood here. Hey, hold on. Hey, I'm slapping here.
Hey, Tony, I want to drink your blood, Tony.
Hey, Tony, cool it with the garlic, all right?
Oh.
Come on.
Listen, I know it's your culture.
Okay, I kind of like motion for our friends to huddle.
All right, yeah.
Huddle up, kind of.
Yes.
But, like, we can just...
I mean, like, I don't know if I want to help someone steal something, but maybe we can find out about what's going on here if we help this guy out.
I think we should help him steal.
I'm okay with stealing,
Oh,
but I don't know if we can actually help. Like, if his Eidolon is the only one that can actually track this person, what are we gonna do? Like, we could, I guess, tell him which way she went.
I think he might need more material help than that, is why he wants our help. I'm not sure how good his Eidolon is at combat if it just tells him advice.
Oh, I hadn't thought about there being, like, physical danger around here.
I mean,
I think we're in a lot of physical danger, April. At all times while we're here.
Oh, it's just a bunch of card games.
those last 50 minutes we had were crazy. It does get a little wild here, I think.
Just yesterday, you were in a game with fog that like almost killed you.
I don't know. I did pretty well. I thought that I got out of it pretty safe.
Natalie's just got her head in her hands.
She won, that's all that matters.
See? Alice is on my side.
Natalie's just like shaking her head and like has her like her hands against like, oh god, like I'm the only one who understands that we're in danger.
I play every card game like it might kill me.
That's great. That's great, Alice. That's great. That's great. She's just pacing.
All right,
okay,
guys.
I thought we should help him.
Sure, we can help him.
Are we all agreed to help?
I don't know how, but sure.
Okay, but before we break everyone, put your hands in the center together.
No.
Come on.
Natalie pulls
come on, Alice.
waiting for this moment.
Be part of the team. Be part of the team, Alice. Come
April
on.
puts her hand in.
Fine.
All right, we got everybody. All right.
Put her hand in
So-
the circle.
We're gonna figure this shit out, and one of us is gonna win this shit. And then I pull out a black ink marker, and then
Now
I
I
write.
have one out.
Oh well.
Still waiting for this.
It's a light
well,
goal.
All right.
Both Yusuf and Natalie pull out a marker.
to do this, but
have you not
All right.
already written
Emily,
something?
hold on. I'm gonna send what I want to draw on our hands in the audio visuals.
Okay.
Oh God.
I'm gonna send it in the.
Everyone in Twitch chat, I want you to just know. Yeah, that's
They're in the Twitch chat.
Yosef's submission for what to write is very literal here.
I see. That's very good. Okay, but let's use my marker. It's got glitter.
Oh, absolutely. This will be the symbol that always reminds us to be friends.
Great. I draw it and
Just so that we
everything's
never
great.
forget it.
Alice is just rubbing her hand.
April puts the hand in front of her face so that the face is covering her face and says, "My friend Joseph," and sticks her tongue out.
My friend.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's...
When you turn around to look at Elvire, he looks mortified. He looks like he's the one who should have thought about what he was getting into.
That's just how these people are.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you want us to do exactly? I think we've agreed to help you.
Alright. I will not lie. There will be dangers ahead. Not because this friend of... She is not a danger to you if she understands who we are. But she finds herself very frequently in dangerous situations. But what I am picking up from Demonic Tutor is that we must enter the Tunnel of Love. I do not think there will be a line.
Yeah, April doesn't think any further ahead and just walks toward the tunnel.
Yep, you just start walking toward the Tunnel of Love, which definitely no one is there. Absolutely no one is at the Tunnel of Love. But
Absolutely.
there is like a...
She's absolutely not considering the...
This is ridiculous.
She is absolutely not considering the implications of who's going to be in which car, but...
Oh, allow me to help.
Blushing. She doesn't know what, she's just very embarrassed about all of this.
Allow me to help. Every single one of these, like... There's, like, plenty of swan boats, so you'll have the chance to get in. But every single... These swan boats are two-seaters, but one of the seats is taken up by a full-body pillow of Oshel Primrose, lying down in a very... a very swanky, seductive pose with a rose between her teeth.
Yeah.
Anime sweatshop face.
I was expecting you to pair us off this way, but okay, I like this too.
We're all just going to be with the name you said.
Primrose, yeah.
And there is like for some reason there's still like a teenager working at this ride, and as you like get on your swan boats, they just like, without even looking up, she's like, please keep your hands and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Enjoy your ride. And one by one, you all pair up with a primrose pillow of different.
Can I kick the primrose pillow out of the thing?
Well, a what?
Can I kick the pillow just? Like,
you just kick it into the water. Boat? Yeah, you do that.
As April gets on, she tosses her bag onto it.
Natalie just leans against it and is like, "This is kind of comfy."
I'm pulling mine in for a snuggie.
Elvire just like sits like hands in his lap, is trying not to even look at the pillow, but you can get a sense that he's like concentrating so hard to not look at it, he's sweating.
I feel like while we go down this and like we're all like in our separate boats, Natalie's just gonna be like venting at the pillow.
Can you?
God, no one here is appreciates the danger, and I just have to take care of everyone and make sure no one gets out if you're dead.
I wanna
I'm worried about Victor. God.
I want to lean over to April, and I wanna like kind of like just like kind of quietly ask like, hey, do you think Elvire has like a thing for his Eidolon? Because it looks like it seemed like they had a thing. Do you think they have a thing?
You have a thing with your Eidolon?
I don't. I'm talking about Elva. My Eidolon is my thing.
But the Eidolon's supposed to be you, right?
Yeah, but like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess people can have a thing for themselves, I guess.
I'm just kind of like looking back and forth between Yosef and Elvire. Just like, considering it.
I can't. There's nothing I can give for that in game, but I will say, as someone who's like wrote and read Persona fan fiction, that is not as uncommon an idea as you'd think.
Vindication. Okay, so yeah, we're on the swan boats in the Tongue of Lure.
Also, just like there are too many swan boats in here. I think Oshel overestimated how many people would want to go on a tunnel of love with her, because these swan boats are like bumper to bumper, slowly making their way through the tunnel of love. And Elvire just like leans over, so is like, keep an eye open. She is sly, but I think she will have left a trail for us to follow unintentionally. And yeah, you're just going through.
Well, I'm sure your power to know things that you need to know will come in handy.
It is like when I think, I get just a complete sentence. It is a thought that I will have in the future, but it is coming to me now. That is how it works. It's not like a complex bit of information.
And you know, people say you can't learn anything through card games.
And I also have to be near the spot physically that I will have the thought in order for it to be picked up by the Eidolon. It's you know. Yeah, does anyone want to give me an investigate?
I was actually going to ask, because April is a little bit done listening to him and just wants to just stare out into the distance.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 7.
Alright. Let's see, Ask one question, what's hidden here, what's happened here recently. Like, I'm gonna give you, like, the thing I intend to, which is, like, the way to go, but I'll let you also ask one of these questions for a little bit of extra information.
Yeah, that makes sense. Who's in control?
You
like,
are...
obviously... Okay.
You are being... intentionally or unintentionally, you are being led into a choke point here in this ride. Someone who wants to corner you could very easily take advantage of that.
Is that... Well, is the who's in control? This isn't Elvire. This is another force.
Yeah, and you
like
don't get this... It is someone who would be... It is not Elvire. It would be someone who is following you, which you get the sense that that teenager who let you on the ride is talking to someone else, but you can't make it out because there's some droning melodic music playing on the ride.
Then I think what I want to do, I'm going to pull out a scrap of paper and write down we're being led into a trap, and then do this for a couple of them, ball them up, and each one going to hit them back behind me into the other swan boats, using mirror force to give everyone a silent message that way.
Roll to bombard? Or
I think... What about reveal my master plan?
Okay, yeah, reveal your master plan.
I like how Natalie already kind of knew this, but I guess I forgot to mention that we were...
Yeah, you kind of did.
Listen,
good.
She's a little overwhelmed, okay?
This is a 4, and I'm gonna leave that failure.
Alright. So what happens on I guess then, yeah, it just doesn't work. You just, like, hit the paper and it just, like, they land in the water.
Well, I assume that the trap gets sprung before my message can get across.
No, that's not quite. There seems to be some sort of controlled. This is not the trap quite yet. But you do see that there is like a staff only door which is like propped open with a cinder block, and Elvire immediately sees it and he's like, "Quickly, friends, this way!" And he like does like a big step off his swan boat as it like rattles back and forth in the water, and he's like standing ahead of the door, and he's like reaching an arm out to like help people up onto the side. He's got a long gait. This guy's tall.
I'm just like, he sounded so stylish. We did just imagine like Natalie's very nervously stepping out of the boat while it swishes around. He's like, ah!
April just like leans over, grabs her back, and jumps out with everyone else.
I think
I took the pillow with us. Natalie needs support right now.
Oh, just like just there's all. If this was like a cartoon, there would be like an effect of Natalie is squeezing the pillow so hard that like the eyes on the pillow are just like going wide from the stress, like she's a stress ball.
Like the pillow subtly has like emotions and faces drawn onto it as like the situation changes.
But so Elvire like lets everyone else go through the door first, but I think April, you're like going in last, and I think he like puts out a hand on your shoulder to like stop you before going through the door.
Yeah?
Were you picking up on anything there?
It just looks like we're getting led into a trap.
Do you think it is one of Primrose's? Or are there are
I don't know.
countless there are countless actors on this. They're very
It feels like we've been followed. Could be one of those like dorky teens that we fought in an Eidolon battle earlier. Could be Ronaldo. I don't know.
If it's possible that Natalie hears this, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, when I checked you out earlier, Elvire, there was this overwhelming dark force surrounding us, except for you, which is why I thought you were okay. I guess I should have mentioned that."
This entire island, it is a dark force. But I have had these same feelings. This is risky, as I have warned. We must make haste. Anastasia awaits. And he just like flaps his cape like a bit to seem serious, and then like leads the rest of you through the door. And now you are going into like what seems like a much longer like service access tunnel for this tunnel of love than there should be. And you're having a second to walk. Does anyone have anything they want to raise up or converse on or ask questions before I say you've gotten to the end of this very long climb or descent?
Oh, yeah.
I think you're going down mostly.
God. All right, hold on. I want to say to Alice, you got your butt kicked there. Are you doing okay?
I'm doing fine.
Because you were the first one that got knocked out, that lost a life out of all of us.
I'm not knocked out yet. I'll still win this.
Well, I'm actually starting to believe that.
Of course
Not
you
at my
are.
own, but
Why was there any doubt? I imagine she says.
not at my expense, Kravtsov. And don't forget that.
Oh, what was that? I'm sorry I missed that.
Oh, I said not at the expense. Like, I believe that you'll win it, but not at my expense, Kravtsov. Damn it, that shit, Alice.
I'm imagining that's a character.
That's canon. That's canon too. The stumbling is canon.
I think in the talk of like actually getting through the tournament, I think like Elvire starts going off about like the mode for the tournament suggests that you will eliminate yourselves with your own blood frenzy, that you will seek combat so readily that that is how you will knock yourself out. Merely stay in the sidelines and it won't be too hard to make it to the end. Primrose is interested in you making a show for her.
I hate entertaining people, especially for free.
I'll take down Primrose too if I have to.
I was interested in having a conversation with Natalie if you want to.
Yeah, go for it.
I think that as April and Natalie are walking away from the conversation with Elvire, April's just like, you're really good at planning ahead. I don't really think that that's my strength, but how come? Do you really think that there's a lot of danger here?
I mean, some of our Eidolons, they're capable of a lot of damage. I mean, remember that explosion that happened? Do you remember the crazy fog that was suffocating you, or that big black hole? Like, some people, it almost feels like this is some kind of death game. The fog didn't even have anything to do with our Eidolons. It was just the field. This place isn't safe.
You've never really been serious about the game. Like, do you think that you're gonna have trouble with this?
I'm trying to get serious at it. Partly it's for my own survival, and partly so I'm not useless when something like what happened to Victor happens again.
Well, I guess I haven't really been paying attention, really. It's just been, like, sure, all those flashy effects and stuff were happening, but not really, like, nothing was really hurting me. I guess maybe I just got lucky.
Well, we can only get lucky so much.
I think that have you ever actually beaten me at Grand Shuffle?
I don't think Natalie has before. I think Natalie is the kind of person that would lose games on purpose to not upset people. So even if she could have won, she probably didn't.
Why don't we play a bit more often? Just, so you can get better, and I can maybe try to figure out how to plan ahead a little better.
That sounds great. I would love to help. Alice has been teaching me how to play the game better. She's actually really nice. If you, she acts all mean still, but the fact that she's helping me at all, I feel like means a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I was going to go to this narrow service hallway starts to like open up a little bit to the point where you can see like a wall with like the archway for a door cut out of it, like perfectly square, like a maintenance door. But above it, in like still like bubbly bright letters with like hearts on it, is now like a sign for almost what looks like a sign for a ride, but couldn't possibly be this deep down, is a sign that says the Catacombs of Love. And you can see sort of into the room it opens into is much bigger, with like what looks like columns supporting it. How do you does anyone want to do anything? Or because Elvire is definitely like leaning in like it is as I suspected. You must be making progress.
You expected there to be a catacomb underneath a ride?
I don't think it is probably not a ride. This is, I think, one of Primrose's flashy call signs for one of her caches. This is what my compatriots would have been in search of.
Well, I want to engage transmission gear and I want to walk into like the middle of the room.
All right, into this room. All right. As you enter the room, you see like this happens very quickly. You see just like the flash of something gold, and then a gunshot rings out. And I want you to give me a beat the odds plus, or is it beat the odds? Yeah, beat the odds plus POW.
Ow, all right. That is a where? What the hell? Just oh, that is a 5.
Okay, you tried to.
Oh wait, fuck.
Add.
Sorry, I rolled the wrong shit.
Okay.
You know what? It was a 5. It was a 5. My mistake.
Are there any 1s in that roll you could push? Or a 2? You can also push 2s. You forget that.
You know, yeah, there was a 1.
Yeah. If you
Well,
want
obviously
to,
there's a 1. If I rolled a 3, yeah. So fuck. What is pushing?
it's just
that is-
re-roll a
It
1.
re-rolls.
Yeah.
A die.
Yeah, reroll one of your die.
And that okay. Yeah. So I'll just do I'll do a reroll of it.
And you just get one of those a session.
And that would be an 8 total then.
Okay. Cool. I got so many windows open. Alright, something goes wrong. So do you want to... I'm trying to think would you prefer to partially succeed, or succeed completely but at a cost?
Partial.
Partial? Okay.
Partial.
So... You get your transmission, your paper form out in time to block this bullet coming at you, because you have an Eidolon and you're superhuman and shit. And you block the bullet, but like it's still like you still absorb a lot of the force. So take -1 forward on your next roll, because you're like rattled from getting shot and having to eat most of the force in a quick response. And then, as you're recovering, you can see this golden gun hovering in the air, which has now like tucked and rolled backwards and is rolling away and down another hallway. And Elvira just immediately goes, "She is here! We must move quickly!"
You gold member son of a bitch! Oh!
Alright.
Are we following the gun? Do we have to go somewhere else?
It is, that is the gun. It is our Eidolon. It is going to be making her way back to her. That is her like whole defense mechanism.
I want to run after it.
Alright. So, okay, I'm gonna allude that there's going to be a bit of a break in who is going to be standing where. So who wants to really follow this gun, and who wants to cover the tail of this group, which will be split 2-2.
I'm on that gun. I'm on it.
And also, if
April.
you cover the ass of the party, you are going to be dueling. I'm just gonna say that flat out.
April is going to cover the back. She has Mirror Force out and ready to deflect any attacks from behind.
Alright, so we got Yosef going after gun. April is staying in the back. Or I'll convey this differently than just straight up that. So Alice or Natalie, one of you follows Yosef, and also the gun.
I think Alice would follow Yosef.
Okay. All right.
I guess I'm like between Alice and April then, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think that makes sense. Is just like I think Natalie would, in response to that, sort of hunker down for a second in fear and not move quite as quickly. She would not charge into danger.
No, I don't think so.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So how this plays out is Elvira with Yosef and Alice start booking it towards the gun and like the direction it went, and but as Alice like just moves like half across like the halfway side of the room, April and Natalie, all of a sudden, you can't go towards them anymore. because what looks like a tour bus has decided to park perpendicular to the walls in this room, blocking you from going any further. And you can just immediately see like this cute demon girl tour guide stepping out of the bus, and it's just like, this is one of my favorite local attractions to talk about. Here we can see April likes to be very competitive but act like she's friendly, and also poor little defenseless Natalie. Unfortunately for both of them, they're cornered. And I think we're going to be taking this one, and then she like sort of like looks like she's clicking it off and handing it to someone else, and then just like out of the Eidolon steps this lady who is dressed like a big shoulders business lady suit from the 80s with like a coiffed to the side red haircut with like little round sunglasses, and she's like, we're taking this one into the shadows. And then next to her, also coming off of this bus Eidolon, is just like, looks like there's like tendrils of water coming out and then just like splotching off onto the cement next to her and just like making little like noises, is just like what looks like a person silhouette, but just made completely out of like clear wet slime.
Okay.
And they...
So you're not gonna let us pass?
No. We'll get them next. But actually,
Natalie's already making your portal on the wall. And then
April is stepping into the portal with Natalie.
I mean, I have to probably roll to see if we can do it. But
okay, I'm gonna say there's like something else she is doing where she is like pulls out this like weird, like as you're doing this, she's like pulling out this like weird card out of her bag and like throwing it onto the floor, and just like big puffs of smoke, like not even just like smoke, but like literal like darkness is like pumping out of this card and filling the room. And Yosef and Alice, when you look behind you, there's almost just like this dark dome forming in the back half of the room. And so these two shufflers who have just shown up are just like,
the card's on the floor?
Yeah, the card is on the ground.
I want to put a portal under the card.
Put the portal under the card. Okay.
Darkness.
Can I make a suggestion for what happens?
Yes.
If the card is portaled underneath the floor, it just falls down from the ceiling as if it's like coming through like it's looping around from the bottom to the top. Like we're now in a closed off space.
Well,
does that make sense?
Yeah, that works if we want, but I'm assuming I'm going to let Natalie roll first. And also, I was actually thinking of after that little introduction, I wanted to take a break to refill my water.
Oh, true, yeah.
Okay, so we can establish what it is after you get back. I'll roll.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah. You guys can grab us water?
I want to take a quick break.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hang out here.
I'm gonna refill my tea, so I'll be back too.
I have this move I really want to do, but I don't know if I got a chance to do it, but we'll see.
I'm sure you can make it happen.
I didn't mean to like block you then. Like I was just thinking like, oh, Ava wants to like have us in this like arena, so I thought it would be funny to have us just like open up a trap hole and like have it just go off to the other side of the arena.
If I roll bad, I can see that. But I'm thinking about something else. Like I was thinking about when the gun showed up, I'm like, oh, I have an idea what to do during this fight, but then we're doing a different fight, so I might not be able to do what I wanted to do, but we'll see.
Aww.
That's okay.
Also, I feel a little, I know a bit about these Eidolons just because like these are the characters that Ava used to test out the new system.
Oh yeah? You know about them?
Yeah, I have a bit of foreknowledge.
Interesting. I feel kind of bad because it feels like my power's a little OP.
Oh, that's Eidolon. Like,
Yeah, right.
if you know how to use your power right, it can be really overpowered. Like, being able to redirect things, like...
I was kind of trying to make a power that's just like, no, you don't do this.
Wait, right, I need to go fill up my tea. Forgot.
I want you all to remember that during all of this, Natalie has a body pillow.
I'm back.
What are you saying?
Oh, and any time that there's some downtime, just imagine that Alice is playing with Bossa Nova.
Giving little head scritches.
Yeah.
Aww, what a good rat.
During the boat ride, while she was pretty sure no one could hear her, she was just like, "Oh, I love you, Bossa Nova. You're so ridiculous."
Aww, so good.
Who's my precious little child?
I love the idea that you're so hard ass, but when it comes to Bossa Nova, you're just the sweetest.
Just a super softy.
Yeah.
And Natalie can sense it within you.
And it's like, I wish I were you.
I like how Natalie has the best bizarre out of all of us, stat-wise, because she just picks up on vibes way better than all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a living vibe check. -1 genius though, so like just emotional intelligence, no smarts. I was looking at I guess because I was looking at advanced moves, and I have 2 ideas for moves that I kind of want to take, but I like social transmutation a lot.
Yeah.
But I also like the one that lets me do master plan, but with bizarre.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Sounds really good.
Do you think that you want that one now,
one.
or maybe like as like when you have a better like when you think that your character's like kind of advanced a little more?
Yeah, I mean like, and I haven't chosen one yet, and I might just figure it out. But like, I like the idea of revealing my master plan, and it's a portal or something, right?
Yeah.
Like I was thinking of a way I could do that. But social transmutation also fits Natalie really well because she likes to, be the team cheerleader. So, egg everyone on.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pick, but I guess, there'll be more level ups.
Yeah. I think social transmutation makes
Whichever one comes up first, I'll use.
Honestly, I kind of wish you'd picked it like before our conversation, because that could have been a great time to use it.
I guess, but like, we didn't really have a goal we were trying to achieve then, right? I guess I could have used it to manipulate you, but I don't think Natalie would use it like that. Maybe unconsciously, but.
Oh. I don't know. Like, I guess it does have to implies that you need an agenda. So like,
yeah.
Do you think that Natalie would be the kind of person to like push forward everyone with like a concrete agenda of what to do?
No, it doesn't really feel like Natalie at all. Like the only agenda she has right now is to make sure everyone gets out alive, and she would like if people besides her understood the danger we were in. But like, she, or at least the danger she thinks that we're in. I think she's right, but yeah. I don't think she'd use her power to do that though, like to try to like convince people. That just seems manipulative to her, It'd be more of like she just wants to cheer people on, and then it would naturally just kind of happen, because that's how that's how I imagine a lot of Eidolon shit is. It's not conscious choices. It's like, at least for her. I mean, the first time she used her Eidolon, it was just because she was scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about advanced moves, Ava.
Gotcha. That's what I figured. Anyway, are everyone ready to pick up where we left off?
Yeah, I guess I'll make that roll. I'm assuming it's beat the odds.
Yeah, beat the odds plus genius or biz, however.
I mean, bizarre.
We're almost like yeah.
Okay, so I got 8, right? Yeah. Okay.
Total.
8.
All right. Okay. Would you rather partially succeed or succeed completely at a cost?
At a cost. I feel like this could go really bad, and that's fun.
Okay. At a cost. Interesting.
Maybe like I just accidentally send the darkness to my other friends.
Yeah, I'm trying.
It helps us, but does not help them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what to distinguish, because like I was thinking partial success is like one of you gets out, but I think now both of or you're teleporting the card, right? That's what you decided to do.
Yeah, I want to get rid of the darkness right now.
Moving the card.
They didn't move, and I want to be like, no, you don't get to do that.
Mm-hmm. At a cost. That's not a bad idea. Okay, I don't want it to like totally shut off the other players, but yeah, I think you move because you're just thinking forward, like get out of here. The card is teleported ahead, where it snares Elvire and April, and Yosef is like ahead of them.
April was behind with Natalie.
Wait.
April was behind with Natalie?
I meant Alice. Alice and Yosef.
Okay, good.
Well,
okay.
Alice and Elvire are now in the dome.
Names.
Elvire and Alice are now in the dome, and Yosef is the only one who has a clear path to where the gun was going. And I guess the lady who came off...
I'm sorry if she knew.
Yeah.
I imagine she does not.
She
know
might not
where it
notice,
went.
and the lady who came off the bus is like, well, I guess we could just do this the old-fashioned way, but I've really been told by the higher ups that we should probably be getting you out of the picture soon. So
I'm being targeted. Oh god.
I think this slime person like tries to like shift around and get behind you to block the door. That would lead back up to the tunnels of love. What would you do about that? And also, I think this lady's just saying like, listen, we're not gonna fight. I know you don't seem like fighting types here. We're gonna play a game, just like what you kids are used to. It's gonna go real easy.
I'm gonna give April a chance to deal with the slime if you want to.
I think that instead of that, like from off camera, a tennis ball is going to fly and smack this girl in the face, like, and the camera's going to swing back toward April, who has like the tennis racket and another ball in hand. Like, yeah, if we're playing on our terms.
All right, so roll to bombard then.
I'm not gonna play a card game. Fuck you. Sorry, Ava.
Good news. It's a 5.
Okay, so is there any specific failure conditions? I don't think so. It's just
no. It's just you get to make a GM move.
Yeah. So in that case, I think this like slime person. I'm trying to think of I have something cool in mind, but like I'm trying to think of how it would exactly go down with the way I've positioned everyone, which I can just fudge it anyway because it's imaginary. But because I really want this slime to actually like grab the ball out of the air, stretchy arm Space Jam style.
Easy, duplicate slime.
And then
or like the slime is stretched all the way like really thin across the room to make like a small clone of itself.
Yeah. To like does like a slimy simulacrum to like go around and grab it, and then it goes back, and when it's back at the door like in its entirety, you realize that it dropped another one of those like shadowy cards down in the middle of the room, and it is now making one of those domes.
God damn it.
The lady's just like, once it's up, there's no way out. Only way out is to win. and I think you know what I mean by win. Now I want to cut over to, alright, so like, to the other, what's on the other side of the bus. Yosef, you turn around and see that currently Alice and Elvire are probably like slowly disappearing behind this like black dome. What do Alice or Yosef, what do you have any thoughts about what you'd like to do about that situation?
Is like the dome, it's not completely around me yet, it's still coming down?
It's still like, or it's like, it has its like sort of like hold, like it's like stopping you. And I think like Elvire says like, this will slow us down considerably. Without the player, it will fade. It will not take, but this definitely hurts our chances of getting to her before her Eidolon reaches her.
You said that I was the only one that had a clear path. Is that still true? Yeah,
you could, if you want to, you could keep running, but then you'd be going off solo. Or at least, like, with a head start from everyone else.
I think that Yosef would kind of have been blindly chasing the gun and wouldn't have really noticed the other stuff happening.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That's what I was imagining.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because, running when you have 10 times the strength, you could just go
because you're booking it with transmission gear.
Also, you have like a rider helmet on or something, so like your vision is limited.
I've been working on like what the armor looks like. It's super common rider. I'll have it done soon.
Alright. When Yosef, you like go down like what is like some cement like another bit of cement staircase going down, when all of a sudden you see like this big metal door that has been cracked ajar, and on this metal door looks like a big fake pink heart that says "Miss You" on it, and the gun like bounces off the wall to get the right angle and then goes through the crack in this door.
Yeah, I want to super kick the door open. But not before gingerly taking the card off and putting it in my pocket. Because Yosef wants to be missed by someone.
It's not a card, it's like one of those big, like, chalky Valentine's heart candies.
Okay, that was my mistake then. Well, yeah, I just want to kick the door open then.
Alright.
If possible. Or roll for it.
Yeah, that's... I suppose... I'm trying to think if that would be... It's probably not like,
Could it possibly be breakthrough?
Oh yeah, you could definitely break through.
Definitely be breakthrough. I feel like you're
literally
that's
trying
break
to break through.
door.
Your ability break through.
What the hell is...
Use your Eidolon's power to force your way through a physical obstacle.
It's in your move.
Oh my
on
god,
the character
I'm
sheet.
so stupid. Like, I was looking at the fucking move cheat sheet. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna roll, and I still have the -1 forward.
You do have the -1 forward, because you got rattled by a gunshot.
So that is... That's 8 total.
Alright, so choose one. You do it quickly, you do it quietly, there's no collateral damage, or nobody gets hurt.
I do it quickly.
Okay, do it quickly. Okay, so when you kick this door in, which is an extra impressive because that is not the way that door opens, so you had to like break it in off its hinges. You just hear like, you hear someone scream, you immediately hear like a lady's voice go, "Oh shit." And then you hear you hear what sounds like stuff breaking. You see, it sounds like a change machine, like someone like broke open a Coinstar. You just see like cash and dollar bills, and also like Valentine's cards just like torn to pieces by this door moving.
Now, just what kind of hallmark operation is this?
And also, you do get the sense that you don't hear anything, but there's like a little like connecting box that hooked up to the door that now has like a little light that is beeping, like a silent alarm has gone off. But you are now totally able to go in, And I will say what you're seeing, even like with the door hit in, is just like a ton of Valentine's cards, like gift cards, like Hallmark cards, but the money is still in them.
Okay. I would like to roll for investigate.
All right, go for it.
That is going to be a 5.
Boys, there sure is a lot of money in this room. Wouldn't it be nice to have some of that? Shouldn't you just maybe spend a whole bunch of time trying to fit as much of that money into your pockets as possible?
Oh, Brain, that's such a good idea, but I don't think I should be doing money. Gold. Golden gun. Okay, yeah, so I guess am I greedily stuffing dollars into my pocket now?
If like that's the only bit of if you want to give into that,
if I want to do that. Okay, all right, cool. Well,
that Yosef wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, like that is how your brain would react, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. That is definitely a force in your brain, but
I'll be honest, this whole time I've been kind of thinking that like having the Eidolon active like kind of changes Yosef's character just a little bit.
I'd imagine. Yeah, like brings out a part of you that's dormant.
I will say that you do have a genius +1, so you're not dumb.
You're not dumb.
I'm not stupid.
But you're like, geniuses have their vices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm chasing. How big is this room exactly? I mean, the door was pretty.
It's like a big mausoleum on the inside. Maybe a little bigger. You know what? It's maybe a little bigger than that. 2 of those. Okay. Double that.
Are there any other entrances or exits?
There is another like service entrance in the stairwell you just came out from. Like that's something you could see immediately, but it seems like that door was the only way into this like vault.
I want to, and I don't know if this will happen because I failed my investigate. I want to look for that voice I heard. That oh shit.
Well, my phone just caught up with a whole bunch of notifications. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. I will tell you, I will give you that information just immediately if you do start trying to shove dollar bills into your pocket.
Okay.
Because here's what I'm imagining is that you do like, oh shit, and you start like putting them into like whatever pockets transmission gear has. And then just like all of a sudden you hear like
wait, no. I want to activate paper mode and get the big sheet of paper and fill it with money.
Okay, gotcha.
Or the big sheet of metal and fill it with money.
But yeah, while you're collecting dollar bills, you hear what sounds like the hammer of a gun being pulled back, and then just like the light press of a barrel of a gun against the back of your head. And you hear like a lady say, "Now we're gonna share, aren't we?" And then I think we're gonna have to cut back to the room above in a dramatic transition. Alice, do you think there's anything you're immediately doing to deal with the dome? It's like I'm gonna assume that like we're like sort of back in time a little bit. Yosef is going down the stairs right now and about to charge a door. If there's anything you would like to do in that time period.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna try to shoulder check the dome.
Alright, yeah, just beat the odds plus POW.
Alright.
And you know what? I think, take +1, because I think when, like, Elvira's like, I guess it's worth a shot, and, like, is, like, gonna also help you do that.
Alright, I got, with the +1, I got, 9.
Alright, so do you want partial success or complete success at a cost?
Take complete success at a cost.
Okay, I guess an easy way to do that then would be like you break open a hole that like stays open and makes the dome sort of like shrivel and collapse behind you. But I think this is just like a case of like you overdid it when you tried to do that shoulder check and you like physically like hurt your shoulder, so advance your damage track.
Alright, that makes sense.
Damn, though, you just filter checked the darkness.
And then I'm going to say that, like, because we're going to stay in this room for a little bit longer, but I'm thinking that, like, when you get down to Yosef, you are there just as what I just said happened, of the lady is pointing the gun against Yosef's head. But I think you're at least sort of taking her by surprise when that happens. But in the meantime, we got our friends who are up against our mysterious new double friends. And so, yeah, there's another one of these, like, Shadow Dome cards releasing its energy out. And I think now but this time there is, like, a slime person sort of trying to intervene Natalie if she tries to use her Eidolon again. And this lady is just sort of is remaining calm. She's like, and she what would she say? I think she's calm but has, like, gritted teeth to show that she's angry. She's like, it's got to be by the rules. It's got to be by the rules, kids. So just sit back and relax. Listen, I think you helped our organization out before. My name's Tiffany. You know, tour guide to the underworld. We're friends. You all really helped us out at the jam with Victor's Eidolon. But
and you can return the favor and let us go?
That would be hurting. That would just, it wouldn't comply with my beliefs if I did that. Given, I guess actually, you can dazzle. You can try to dazzle if you want to try to get her to not commit to this.
Oh, sure, yeah. 12?
Dang. Okay.
Damn.
God damn it. I always roll good.
Favor. Alright, I'm trying to think. She's very set on doing this. She thinks that this is the best course of action to take.
Uh-huh.
But... But you have convinced her.
Maybe leave the duel? Our friends are in trouble.
I promise I'll be right back to duel you.
I have to duel you. Because there is another force at play here that hasn't been, like, revealed yet that would probably also stop you.
What about?
Sure.
But
Why do you even care about us? We're just two, like, random kids on the island.
it doesn't matter who it is. We just need to shuffle.
What was that? It cut out a bit for me.
And she said, we just need to shuffle. And you know what? I do like you kids. And I think she kicks aside the, like, card that's making the dome. And, like, the slime person sort of, like, starts to, like, almost sort of stop her, but sees what she's getting at. And she's like, I won't let you kids get to her. But I'm not going to come back empty-handed. We're just following the rules of the tournament here, you know? Someone's got to lose. So I think she still wants to duel, but it's not going to be a shadow shuffle, as I would call it.
Okay, fine. Let's just get this over with so we can go help our friends. All we'll do is lose a card, whatever.
Yeah,
right.
April was taking cues from Natalie here, just like watching her, and pulls out her deck too.
All right, so let me pull up the rules for the thing we came up with.
I realized.
Mm-hmm.
So you roll at the start, but we only have one person rolling. Does that still make sense for playing 2v2?
I was thinking. I think it does still. I don't think there's anything that wouldn't work if it was 2v2, because, like, the way you receive life points is not a part of the roll. Because the way you guys are gonna have because you also because it's a 2v2, you'll, like, share life points, and
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because And your tie is +3, so you're going to have 6 life points. And that's the highest between the two of you. Or 6 life points and 6 deck points to start out. And then we'll also roll for the other
6 deck points?
Yep. 6 life points, 6 deck points.
Only goes up to 5, but I'll just assume that...
Oh, I didn't realize deck points also went up to...
Yeah, because it can go up to 6. I thought it went up to 6, maybe not.
I have a 6 on mine. I might not have copied it over.
Oh, maybe not have copied it
all
over,
of them.
right?
My bad. I'll fix that.
We share it, right? So I'll just let you do it because it's already on your...
Yeah, that's also fair, because it's all, just like, you'll be the one keeping track of that.
Sure.
Alright, so both of you roll 2d6 plus either Jen or Biz. And that's going to be your starting gambit.
Okay, well, what's Biz for me? I got 12.
Oh, nice.
I got 11.
All right, damn, that's good. So both of you get to choose 2 on It's Time to Duel, which I will put in our audio visualize.
Okay,
just
cool.
to help get it closer. Oh, it doesn't bring over the bullets. 1 second.
Oh well.
So, but yeah, choose 2 of. You get to have one of your best cards out on the field first turn. You play a buddy card of your description. You quickly prepare a solid defense. Your opponent will not be able to damage your life points or affect you until your next turn. You mulligan for a very good hand. You gain 1 shuffle point, or you gain 1 hold. When an outside force would try to deduce your strategies or spire on your cards, you may spend this hold to prevent that. So both of you get 2 of those.
2. Okay. Do both of us or just shared?
Both of you get this, because like you're gonna take separate actions, which is what a lot of this is gonna impact.
I think I'm gonna do the defense one, and
I will say, I guess that one would probably apply to both of you because you have 1 life points, though.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking we might want to have one person roll and get the share the effects between the 2 people.
I guess that makes sense.
So, I mean, we could count this as one full success between us. I think we can... I'm okay with giving up 2.
I would like you both to have the chance to get buddy cards out. But maybe... Because I also think shuffle points are separate. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
We'll think about this, but we can... So, yeah, the key here is we have a lot of resources, like with 6 life, and the deck points are like what we use to make moves. So like if we want to send out an attack, we spend a deck point to say this is the creature I'm sending out to do the attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we have one of our best cards on the field, that gives us the ability to make a better. We have a better chance of succeeding at
it gives you +1
attacking.
Yeah, +1 on attacks like scrapping or bombarding.
Yeah, and if we the solid defense is because when we make an attack, if we don't break their next strategy, if we don't crash them basically, then they're going to attack our life points. But having a defense out at the very start prevents that from one turn.
Yeah, I get that part. That's why I wanted to do it, and I feel like that's what Natalie would do. Would be up a defense first, but. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was just rolling through and explaining these more because I'm not sure what else. Is there any one of them that you doesn't make as much sense immediately?
Okay. So we are going with the defense one and another one, is what you're saying now?
Yeah, you get to choose another one for a full success.
Okay.
And I think it would still work if both of you chose, because the only one that doesn't stack is the defense one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with getting.
I think I'm gonna. Okay, so I'm gonna do the defense one. If I get 2 actions for myself, I'm gonna do the defense one, and I'm gonna pull out my best card.
All right, so since it's a buddy card, you get to sort of describe what that card is out on the field, as if it was a character.
Okay, so I'm gonna make up cards because I don't know.
Go for it. I always make up cards. I never.
Okay. So she's gonna bring out her favorite card, Squirrel Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a little tiny squirrel guy with like a tunic and a shield and a sword, and like he just looks like a very determined little squirrel knight who's ready to protect his friends.
Cool.
I haven't thought of ability for him yet, but I'll figure it out.
So if I'm also picking 2, then I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna also put out a buddy card where I'm gonna pull out the. I think that the name that I gave her before was like the Dark Racketeer Girl, like the Dark Magician Girl, but just tennis themed. And I'm going to pick to gain 1 hold and prevent outside influences from deducing our strategies.
Cool. Gotcha.
So what that's going to be like is like April holding racket at the ready to bounce back, whatever. Like if there's like a some kind of like hacker or like some kind of like what are they called? Like a drone that comes in to try to spy on our cards, she's going to bounce it back with her tennis racket.
All right, and so I think what your opponents, who I will...
I just wanted to add really quickly that the Squirrel Knight's wearing a little Robin Hood hat, too. I just figured that
Good,
out.
I like that.
Beautiful.
That's like... Because there's never been a Beaver Warrior archetype or tribe for Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is honestly...
It kind of is Beaver Warrior now I think about it, but
Yeah,
it's not, though. It's a Squirrel Knight.
But yeah.
Natalie's persona is a squirrel.
Makes sense.
So... out on the opponent's side of the field, which I'm also just going to reveal their names for ease here. Tiffany Albright, who is the one who has the tour guide of the underworld, Eidolon, plays out a what looks like a dark taxi cab with like a suited devil horned man inside that looks like a cartoon devil, like smoking a big blasted out cigar, is like sitting in the front seat and honking his horn and revving his engine. And then on Humanoid Slime's side of the field, they play this really just this sort of bubbly, energetic, cutesy looking like dragon that has like a big ribbony bow on around its neck, and it is like flying around and hopping up and down on the ground like a Kirby character. All right, so y'all get to take moves. Who wants to go first?
I think that I'm going to. April's going to immediately start up to try to give Natalie a little time to prepare. I think that she's going to send her Dark Racketeer girl to go smash up that car with a racket.
Cool. All right. So that's going to be a scrap or aggro in this case, but they're both the same.
And getting a +1 on that for the buddy card.
Oh, and also you don't have to, because it's your first move with that buddy card, you don't spend a deck point.
Okay. Then as so for our aggro move, I rolled a 7. When you send your creatures to scrap with your opponent, replace the basic move options with these.
So
you create a critical opportunity, gain +1 forward on your next deck move. You impress, surprise, or intimidate your target and impede your opponent's strategy. They cannot attack your life points for a turn. Or the force of the attack pushes back their interference in an enemy's Eidolon. Their Eidolon cannot impact the duel for a turn. I'm going to gain a critical opportunity and gain +1 forward.
Gotcha.
So just pushing, like, I'm not that worried because we have a solid defense thanks to Natalie. But I want to basically take out a tire and give myself a little bit of an edge before for the next turn.
Gotcha. So now the what did I say? The demonic driver is currently immobilized and like is leaning out the car door saying like, "Hey kid, what are you doing?" And you did roll between 7 and 9 on the scrap though, which means I believe you will in the exchange you lose a life point. which I'm gonna say is that the demonic driver like pulls out like some cartoony revolver and blasts at the dark racketeer girl.
Thankfully, she isn't actually destroyed by this.
Or maybe it's maybe it's a, you know what? Because no, that works. I'm not gonna get particular. I don't need to pull out actual Yu-Gi-Oh logic for this. All right.
And yeah, we could just say that the damage just goes through her into life points directly.
Yeah. All right. So Natalie, it is now your move, and also you can just think about it. Just think about it in like the regular Eidolon moves, because all the moves we have for the duels are just modifications of those moves. So just think about what you want to do in that sense first.
Okay. Let's see here. I think Natalie is gonna play a spell card that ties in with Squirrel Knight, Guardian of the Forest, which I decided is his full title of the name. That's called like Rally the Troops kind of thing. I'm trying to think of a good name for that. But pretty much it's like a card that lets me send like a horde of squirrels over as an attack, so that I don't like... It essentially lets me attack with Squirrel Knight without putting it in danger.
Alright, so like a bombard.
Yeah, it's a bombard is what I was thinking.
Yeah, so...
But I just wanted to describe it. But like, I don't know, like, maybe like... trying to think of like Rally the Squirrels. I don't know
Rally
what to call
the
it.
Squirrels
I'll workshop it, but...
Ooh, I feel like
the
there are
idea
cards.
of it.
Like, I have that idea of a card from like there is a card game I know with a card like that, but it's not coming to mind right now.
Okay.
There could be a magic card actually.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna bombard this with squirrels.
I think there is a squirrel token in something in Magic, but I'm just gonna look into that.
So I have a +0, so I got an 8.
Or well, you have plus
then...
1 because of the forward.
Oh, cool.
From
so it's 9.
Which I guess doesn't make a ton of difference, but...
Yeah, but that is, look at, in the burn move, which is the modified version of Bombard.
Yeah, so you choose one of the downsides of your spells and abilities cause collateral damage, the attack drains your resources, take -1 ongoing to Bombard until you spend 1 deck point to remove it, or you leave yourself unprotected, you cannot use Right Into My Trap, which is the reveal your master plan until your next turn.
Can you just copy-paste that in the chat, maybe?
Yeah, let me do that.
I'm sorry, I'm just having like
a lot of screens.
It's bad, so like y'all are like cutting out a little bit, and also can't hear you super well,
right,
so I'm having a hard time processing audio. So sorry.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. Cause collateral damage. Attack drains your resources. Let's see. I guess I'll do drain resources.
I think that makes sense, because I imagine this spell's sort of powerful.
Because I don't, you leave yourself unprotected seems like weak, because I am already protected from the first move I did, so that's just like a freebie, and that sucks.
It's more like you use all of your trap cards and stuff, so you don't have any left for the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we could
but I'll do
that.
the resource drain. I'm not sure what burn is, but I'll figure it out.
Burn is the name of the modifier, because that's the term in Magic. That's the term in card games for doing like a bit of safe damage to your opponent.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, we just renamed the moves.
Okay.
All right, and so the squirrels get to work taking out and I think they just like totally take advantage of the fact that the demonic driver can't go anywhere, and just totally get into the car and start chewing up the seats and dealing damage to it, and then just like in a card game sense, after a certain amount of this damage is done, the demonic driver just poofs away into nothing as you've cleared out Tiffany's side of the field.
Hell yeah.
And of course then, because of the move you took at the start of the duel, when Humanoid Slime tries to get in with their Ribbon Dragon, they, you had like another squirrel card that was like, Shield of the Squirrel Squire, that makes it so the Squirrel Knight could like block 1 attack, so they don't get that damage in.
Heck yeah, I imagined Squirrel Knight has a lot of defense moves. That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, and then Tiffany will replenish her side of the field on her turn. She will play what looks like a beekeeper wearing like a dark purple beast. Oh, we lost Emily.
I'm
guessing
Cassie,
internet
are you
issues.
still there?
Emily's back.
Hey, sorry, I don't know what happened.
Tiffany.
Internet stuff, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's understandable.
Poor connection.
Tiffany says, I play the Brimstone Beekeeper, and it's a beekeeper in a dark purple suit with like out of the beekeeper hood you can just see a little bit of like red horns sticking out, and it has like one of those smoke kettles or sprayers they use for bees, but it is like pumping out this like black stinking sulfurous smoke, and it is standing there intimidatingly. All right, and so now it is player's turn again.
Do you want to go first this time?
And I think
Sure.
after this turn, we'll go back down to what's happening in the vaults.
Okay.
What is the slimes, human slimes, creature on the field right now?
It is the ribbon dragon. It's a cute dragon wearing a ribbon.
Okay. Then, if you still need time to think, I might have an idea.
Go ahead, yeah.
April's going to play a card called what would it be called? Something like just a probably a field card of a tennis to create a tennis net.
Yeah, the tennis court field spell.
Yes, and is going to is going to wrap up like tell the racketeer girl to wrap up the dragon with the net. To I think I'm
would that
I
be
think that I'm
a reveal your master plan then?
I think so.
So right into your trap.
So what I think this could be happening also, or like as the dragon is like retreating from our side of the field, I'm gonna like summon up this like giant net behind it, and then tell the racketeer girl to like close it off on both sides.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds like reveal right into my trap / reveal your master plan.
And I got a 7.
All right, so choose
plus one, which is 8 for my like for my plus 1 forward.
Gotcha. So you get to we've already interrupted the opponent's attack, so you get to either gain 1 shuffle point, turn the opponent's card against them, or reveal a hidden buddy card, playing it onto the field. Which that one's new to me.
That one was in case you wanted to like summon something from the graveyard or something in like surprise.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So what I think I'm going to do is interrupt an opponent's attack for the next round, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we can have it be that the ribbon dragon is still wrapped
Is
up.
just
next
tied
turn.
up for this round.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while for the ribbon dragon to get out. All right, and then Natalie.
Squirrel Knight, Guardian of the Forest, cut that ribbon into shreds, and I'm just gonna do a scrap.
All right,
whatever
do a
that is
scrap,
in this
and
game.
then because the ribbon knight's tied up, take +1 forward, which I guess neutralizes the where's the okay +1 forward. It's not affected by the burn thing from earlier, so +1.
It's not affected by burn. Okay. What? So that is 7.
All right. And so I'm gonna say you won't take the damage back from rolling only a 7 because the ribbon dragon is restricted right now, which is like the taking the damage track usually in a fight if you roll between 7 to 9. And so that means you get to create a critical opportunity, gaining +1 forward. Impress, surprise, and intimidate your target and impede their strategy. They cannot attack your life points for a turn. or force the force of the attack pushes back the interference of an enemy's Eidolon. Their Eidolon cannot impact the duel for a turn.
Not be able to attack us for a turn sounds good.
All right. So yeah, I think that's going to be like messes up. Like the shredding causes like there's almost like I think it's like a weird effect where the net quickly like regenerates and then grabs the beekeeper. Like it uses up the the spell just goes to the next target. So the beekeeper will also not be able to attack next round from that.
Damn.
And so now you guys are like sort of safe.
Yeah, we're like holding them off, but not really doing a whole lot of damage.
I mean, you're getting crashes on them because you're messing up their strategy. And whenever you like attack, like the Squirrel Knight's attack definitely cost Humanoid Slime a big chunk of life points. Like you hear that as it goes down.
Yeah, I assume that like if I attack creatures, I can still hurt them.
Yeah, but like because we're not like keeping track of the numbers that way, it doesn't come up.
Yeah, but I have been taking out the deck points for each of these moves that cost them.
Yeah, or I guess the first two wouldn't have because the blend cards.
We're
So
at
you would
4.
have spent 2. Yeah, so 4. And so I think what happens next is Tiffany just spends her turn like getting her. She gets the Brimstone Beekeeper out from the net by giving it like an equip spell that's like. She plays like an equip spell that's called Athletics of Avernus, and it teaches the Brimstone Beekeeper how to play sports, so it knows not to get wrapped up in the tennis net, and now it's immune to that. And also, it has like a field hockey stick as well now. It increases its attack points. And then on Humanoid Slime side of the field, where there was they didn't take the card away for the Ribbon Dragon, and then like you sort of slowly see coming out of like the projection of the card on the Eidolon field, because this is still happening where it's dual disc style. You just see like these bubbles and bits of slime come out from the card, and you can see Humanoid Slime has let their Eidolon revive this Ribbon Dragon into a slime that can still fight.
Oh, so it's a slime dragon now.
Yeah, so now Ribbon Dragon is back to life, but made of slime. And we're going to cut there to the vaults. Yosef, there's a gun being pointed at your head. Alice, you see someone pointing a gun at Yosef's head, and Elvire comes around the corner, and you can just hear him say, like, in a sudden sort of gasp, he's just like, Anastasia. And what do y'all do?
Well,
I think ahead of me, I sent Bossa Nova with Crush Card Virus in it, and it's right under her legs, and then Crush Card Virus bursts out of Bossa Nova to attack her.
All right, that sounds like a reveal your master plan.
It sure does.
Is there a goal? Is there like a sort of end state you want the attack to leave her in? We can sort of just go with it, but I was wondering if there was like if there was something you were going for with like how the Eidolon was going to do its thing. But we can just roll and figure it out as we go. Let the rolls decide.
Yeah, I think I want to. What is that? That's 9 plus 2 is 11. I want Crush Card Virus to. I guess arms come out of her back and like restrain her other arms.
Okay.
Her arms that she has control of.
Okay.
Okay, that's fucked up. I like it. So yeah, like another arm comes out from her back, and just like pulls the gun away from Yosef's head, and she yelps and is like visibly uncomfortable, and you can even hear like Elvira is like, "Oh, I did not realize you were going to do that. Oh, that's unsettling. Anastasia, you have a lot of explaining to do for what you've done, young lady. And Anastasia just sort of smiles through her grimace, and is just like, "Oh, Elvire, it's we probably gotta move soon because this jackass here definitely just set off the alarm." So what are y'all?
What jackass?
You jackass!
Me jackass?
Yeah, you're a jackass.
Jackass.
You're lucky I didn't just shoot you.
Oh, you mean like you tried to earlier?
That's
Double attempted homicide. But look how the turntables, and I have all the dough.
Okay, I think she has an Eidolon that does a very specific thing. So what I'm thinking she's actually doing is, because she feels actively confronted, she is like, you can move her gun hand away from Yosef, but that's what she just does instead is, with the gun pointed behind her back, she just throws it out of her hand, and then like the gun I also feel like she should say, she'll say this, like, when she's bent over, you hear her say, "Barrel behind the door," and then she, like, throws the gun out from her hand behind her, which, like, jumps up off from the floor to, like, point at Yosef. And
My hand's in the air.
What did you say?
I said I put my hands in the air.
I think it is doing its thing, and it fires at you. So I want you to, do something to deal with that. Either, just beat the odds, or if you have something planned for that, you could reveal your master plan.
Yeah, I don't really have a master plan for that, so we're just gonna go for a beat the odds.
All right, beat the odds plus POW, or elegance maybe if you're trying to dodge it, but like one or the other.
Yeah, let's go with brute force.
Which I'm imagining.
Hey, that is an 8 total.
All right. Do you want a partial success or complete success at a cost?
I want complete success at a cost.
All right. You totally block the bullet, but it gets redirected onto apparently the thing that like the door like was pushed to and then started leaning onto was this like pedestal that had this like diamond encrusted box of Valentine chocolates with like a date on it labeled like 1928, and the bullet shoots through it, and diamond and like cracked diamonds and old chocolates rain to the ground, and you just hear Anastasia say, "Son of a, do you have any idea what that was valued at?"
You're the one that shot the gun.
You're the one who pushed it over there. The gun shoots itself. Listen, just... Oh,
that's your gun. It's your Eidolon. It's your responsibility.
So what is this? Have you captured me now? She just like looks around at you all surrounded her. We're all going to be captured soon. Primrose doesn't like it when people break into her secret lairs.
Well, we'll just leave.
We'll just leave.
We'll just leave.
Yeah,
we
got
leave.
hey, like Alice.
Cops, if you're quick.
We got her. Elvire, we got her. Let's go. I can like, I'll go paper, fashion a little backpack, and get some of this dollars. We got it. We got it made. We aced this.
I guess are you just running immediately, or are you stopping to pick up cash?
I want to say so I get like the paper scoop thing, and I do like how like you'll run and like grab something and just keep going. I'm just like, imagine a snow plow but for money.
Okay, I'll let you have that without rolling, because money is pretty meaningless in this game, honestly.
Totally meaningless.
Funny. The snowplow, it's really good.
And so you run out, and like, I'm imagining Crush Card Virus can also sort of use its force to just sort of like force her to keep moving in a certain direction, so she like keeps moving with you.
Can I have a Crush Card Virus idea?
Yeah, what is it?
What if to do the body horror, and is there a limit to how many limbs you can make? Is it just the one?
I don't know. Not in the description of my Eidolon powers. So.
I was gonna say, what if you made her sit in like a flesh chair that can like move its own legs and run?
All right, let's do it.
CW for body horror this episode. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, that's just
I'm
kind of
gonna
what
make
we're gonna
it
have
like
to do with Crush Card.
Maybe I'll make it like less
But it's not
horrifying.
like puppy feet.
Maybe
It's got like cute dog feet. It's like, you know,
she's like the thing. She's like the thing at the end of the thing. No. What if it like can Crush Card Virus maybe make just like her hair longer? She runs along on a hair chair. That's a little less gross,
okay, yeah,
I
let's
guess.
do maybe Bayonetta is more family friendly than my idea.
I think we have a pretty. I don't think anyone in the audience is against some body horror, but it is so terrible to think about.
I apologize to the viewers if this looks like body horror.
Hey, I'm sorry, but now you're gonna grow a flesh chair, and it's gonna walk around for you.
Wait, why do you have a flesh chair? What's happening?
It is an unnecessary detail designed to make us all feel great about how horrible we are.
Because Crush Card Virus is body horror hell.
But anyway, so yeah, I think you guys are coming up to the room where the duel is happening, and now there's a little problem of there's a tour bus parked, parallel parked in the middle of this room that doesn't seem to be, doesn't have an immediate way through it. And I actually think Tour Guide from the Underworld is like sitting on the roof with her little speaker looking down at you, and she, the tour guide says like, "Oh, Anastasia, you know, we really have to thank you for all of this, don't we?" And Anastasia's just like, "Shut up! I hate Eidolons." And, okay, so it is another round, it is another round for the duelists. What do, whoever wants to go first can just do whatever. I will say, we're like halfway through their crashes. Don't worry about this taking too much longer.
I think that April happens to pull the card that she got from Neuro Collapse, the big planet Jupiter,
the planet Jupiter, but
tennis ball themed. And she's going to play it and have Dark Rocketeer Girl just jump and do like a big serve of planet Jupiter.
That rules. So yeah, that's a bombard.
Rolling to burn. That is definitely more than 10.
Hell yeah! I'm glad it is because I wanted that to succeed so bad. And was there a specific target you had that at?
Honestly, it kind of makes sense to target the whole other side of the field. But...
Yeah, that's. We can go with that. That works. So yeah.
Yeah. And as she does this, she's going to be saying to Natalie, "Okay, I'll open up the field for you," and makes this play.
All right. So yeah, if you got more than 10, yeah, you hit your target dead on, which is basically just makes a big shock wave in the middle of this field that just like I think like destabilizes the slime dragon and also agitates the bees that the Brimstone Beekeeper has, so now they're fighting against their own bees for a bit. So which means I think we will go to Natalie's move, but you're going to get +1 forward on that.
Okay. I want to use Fetch, and I play Owl, Sage of the Forest, who has an ability that lets me search my deck for a card, and I'm going to roll on for Fetch.
Cool. Use the opportunity to get some good cards. Or shuffle points, you know.
It's not my best. I'm going to push. I want to push.
Okay.
And re-roll this one. Not much better. So I got an 8.
An 8.
That gives me a shuffle point, I guess, and...
Yeah, you get 1 shuffle point. Which is this... That's just like the vague resource you can use to interpret it. Whatever card you get.
Mm-hmm.
But let me see if there's anything we can
I'll
get.
put the shuffle point choices in the chat.
Oh yeah, that's also the other thing. June's putting them in now.
I'm also separating out the bullets.
That's a good idea. This isn't. Whoops! I accidentally closed. 1 second. I accidentally closed my. That was an oopsie.
Oopsie doodles.
Oopsie doodle, kitten caboodle. Let's try going. So yeah. Basically, you can use them to either give yourself a bonus on a roll in a duel, or you could spend 2 of them to play a buddy card, or if you have 5 of them, you win instantly. Exodia rules. And also, I will say, this is another thing, you can only have 1 buddy card on the field at a time mechanically, but if you play a new buddy card, then that's like polymerization. You fuse one buddy card with another, and you get a stronger buddy card. And also, the way fetch works is it spends a deck point, but it does not use up your turn, so you still have another move you can make.
Yeah. I am going to use Owl Sage's other ability that lets me expose and look at their cards.
Okay. So yeah, and investigate.
I rolled very poorly. I rolled a 3.
Okay.
You got an XP.
I know, right? Finally, I rolled bad.
Also, anyone else who fucked up, also get XP. I can't remember if we had a mess up or not, but yeah.
I have been keeping track of my XP, yeah.
Yeah. I forget to remind people to mark XP. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's just I think what that is that like they had like a spell card set down where they're just
I think instead of an ability, it probably is a spell card that interacts with Owl Sage, and I messed up with it, I guess.
Maybe, yeah, that could also be it. Of just like where it's like, you know, like how in Yu-Gi-Oh for some reason people don't know all the rules to their cards, where it's like, silly little girl, you didn't know that in order to use the Sage Owl's search ability, you also have them equipped with the opal monocle.
Oh no! I forgot. I could have grabbed that card when I looked at my deck.
All right, and I think they will take the chance to recover, and they are going to attack with their bees and their slime dragon. So that is going to be 2 life points down.
I'm going to activate. They're gonna go right into my trap.
Okay.
So as the bees are coming through, April has flips a trap card on her field, and pulls out basically a. I think that what I want there to be is just a big something that like a big fan that blows the smoke in the wrong direction, so that whatever is controlling the bees have it go and attack the beekeeper and the dragon.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, roll to reveal your master plan. I like to imagine it's one of those like you ever seen like sometimes at a sport event they have like one of those little like shitty handheld fans that's just like a little electric fan that you like press the button down and it blows in your face. That's what I like to imagine this is.
I like that too. I was thinking kind of like a big almost like house fan where it's like kind of square with rounded edges.
Oh, the box fan. That also.
Yeah, box fan. That's how you say it. But I got an 8 plus 0 for Jen. I don't think I have any other pluses, so that is just an 8.
So yeah, so you can either interrupt the attack, gain a shuffle point, turn the opponent's card against them, or reveal a hidden buddy card.
I am turning the opponent's card.
That is sort of what it is.
Them.
Yeah, so you turn it against them, and then it's just like the bees just totally like they don't just pelt the Brimstone Beekeeper. There's like enough of them to go back and start hitting. I think like there's almost like a weird like out of game thing where because of the tour guide to the Underworld's bus is set up totally blocking the wind flow behind Tiffany, all the bees start hitting this bus and like stinging it, and that actually like hurts Tiffany's life points. And just like the cascade of all this accumulative damage happening causes her she is out of the game. She loses all her life points, and because of like the damage done to her Eidolon, she like pulls it back in and the bus disappears, opening the way behind her.
Yay.
And so now
hey, you got Anastasia.
What's that horrible flesh chair?
I will yeah. Jesus. So yeah, and now it is the duelist turn again. All that's left now is I guess Humanoid Slime, I guess, will also sort of like take this opportunity. They use the power of their Eidolon to make it so all those little bees that, like, you know, bees sting and then they die, especially when they sting buses, all of a sudden there is now just like a big swarm of little jelly bees buzzing around and dripping their slime and just like totally like filling up the field. And then there's also, because why the fuck not, they play like polymerization and they fuse a bee with the ribbon slime dragon, and they get like, I'm trying to think of like the most ridiculous name, they get like Jelly Murder Hornet Dragon. And it is a big boss slime dragon monster. And it is, it's gonna hurt. And also, I do think you do still lose 1 life point, because Humanoid Slime did still get off their attack during the turn.
Okay. So we are at 4 life points and 0 deck points.
Alright, which means now, whenever you want to make a move, you're gonna have to roll with Heart of the Cards. Which basically means whatever stat you would have rolled, replace it with Biz. But also...
That's so beneficial to me.
Yeah, that's good.
So bad for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to style it after, like, Face Death, which does give people with high biz a slight advantage.
Yeah, because now, basically, right now, you are just top decking. You are just playing whatever you draw that turn. So, it's all luck now for you. Also, once per duel, when you believe in the Heart of the Cards, you can be helped by your friends, because they, you know, put their hands together to make the symbol you made, and that makes your game better.
I think that April is going to not leave this up to the Heart of Cards. She's going to leave this up to the heart of her Eidolon and recall Mirror Force to her hand through the deck.
Cool.
I'm rolling Recall.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you can do that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I got a 10.
Alright, so... Yeah, you just, you have Mirror Force in your hand, so I think that's gonna be like... You have that, that's gonna be like a +1, I think, to when you reveal your master plan next.
Or I can reveal my master plan without spending a deck point.
I think that also works, yeah. It gives you +1, and also you won't have to, like... You won't have to Heart of the Cards it. You don't have to deck point it, because it's already bought for you, basically.
And April's going to, say to Natalie, just attack head on. I've got this.
Okay. I am going to have, I'm going to aggro, but, I guess because I got like this biz modifier to it, hopefully it'll work. I'm going to play Radiant Doe, Princess of the Forest, which has an ability to bolster other cards and attack with my Squirrel Knight.
Cool.
God damn it!
Okay, so what you got?
4 + 2 is It's only 6.
You only get a
Okay.
+1 for attacking with
Oh, so
your
it's
buddy.
7?
You can also spend your shuffle point to give you a +1.
Yeah, you can
Well,
spend
no,
shuffle
but
point.
she's attacking with her buddies, so she gets a +1.
Yeah,
right?
you're right. That too.
That's also So she also gets +1 anyway. So you're at 7.
Thank God.
Your monsters, your Squirrel Knight and your Radiant Doe of the Woods go in, and they just start clearing out all these extra bees to make room.
Well, I imagine. Okay, so how I was going to imagine it was when Radiant Doe, Princess of the Forest, boosts Squirrel Knight, Guardian of the Forest. His blade like extends with light,
yeah,
and then he like slashes all the bees.
that's good. Yeah, and so now
Yeah.
all the bees are cleared out. Because
And
you got
this is going to. Oh, go ahead.
because you got a 7 though, there is a bit of damage done to you, and I think the way that takes its form is that like there's like a sort of secondary effect where like because the bees are now slime, after they die they like pop into slime and they shoot their little slime stingers at you, so you lose a life point from like that secondary effect.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
But as the Squirrel Knight is facing down the slime dragon, April is going to play Mirror Force, and in this way is going to send the squirrel over the dragon and attack directly. Is going to knock. No.
How about Herbal? How about this? How about it is the opponent's turn and they're just like, well, or like humanoid slime doesn't talk, so you just hear like, and they like point the dragon to go in for the attack. And when the dragon is attacking, that's when you activate Mirror Force to like reflect that attack back at it to destroy it.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, and I was definitely planning on finishing this with Mirror Force, but I guess I wanted to make it a combo attack. But this works too.
That also, yeah. That fits my logic of what I think Mirror Force doing. But if you have another
Sure.
idea, we can go. For
I
it.
was just trying to make it a little anime of having the two players working together to finish the enemy. But
Yeah.
I could definitely have it be as the dragon is coming in for the attack in front of like coming in toward the Squirrel Knight. The Racketeer like steps out from the side and uses Mirror Force to just bat it away, like she's actually holding the Mirror Force racket.
Yeah. And so reveal your master plan / right into my trap.
Perfect. That is an 8, and I'm gonna push.
And you also get the +1 because it's the Mirror Force that you drew.
Yeah, that is a 9. I'm still gonna push because I have it left.
Yeah, make it cool as shit.
Yep, I got a 6. That is 11 + 1 is 12.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So, I will say that just... I'm imagining you're gonna like turn the opponent's cards against them and interrupt the attack, basically. Because that's going to like this like the slime hornet blast honey of death just gets racketed right back into the slime dragon's face, and it explodes into a shower of goo, and humanoid slime's life points just down to 0, and you are victorious in your battle against these two opponents. And they humanoid slime's surface tension starts to bubble and sizzle, and Tiffany's like coming forward with her deck just and like sort of clutching her arm in pain. She's like, "Good job, kid. Next time I'm not gonna go easy on you, but just take it and get out of my face." And so one of you pick, or like, I guess one of you will get a card from Tiffany, and the other one will get a card from humanoid slime, and then by the fantasy of the game, I'll swerve it to be the fit the theme of your deck.
So which one had the bees out? Was that Tiffany?
That was Tiffany.
That was Tiffany. She had the bees.
I feel like I want to take like the bees. Whatever the bees were.
Yeah, you take the Brimstone Beekeeper, but like when you take it, it gets like goodified, like your pure heart gets the evil out of it, and now it's like the.
I want to say Bee swarm, harvesters of the forest.
Yeah,
Ooh,
totally.
I like that.
Now the bees
I also
are free.
liked the idea. I also liked the idea of the beekeeper itself becoming a bee, like a big bee.
Yeah. Or queen bee.
Yeah.
Harvest like I don't know. Something
Queen
like
of the
that.
swarm.
She's
yeah.
a queen. Oh,
And she's gone.
plus Emily again. I was gonna say she's like a queen bee, but her scepter is like that thing the Honey Nuts Cheerios bee has.
I didn't say it before, but I just figured out it's Owl Sage, Wisdom of the Forest.
Oh, gotcha. And then
So I guess I'm taking a card from Humanoid Slime.
we didn't see a lot of humanoid slime cards. You can, do whatever you feel like, or I can come up with something if you don't know which one you take.
Yeah, a lot of what Humanoid Slime was doing was with their Eidolon.
Yeah.
I am up for whatever you got. Like, if you had other ideas for cards. Like, I don't know if the Slime Dragon will or the Ribbon Dragon exactly fit. Nope, actually got it.
Yeah.
The Ribbon Dragon made of tennis nets.
Oh, that also works too. Yeah, you get tennis net dragon. I was thinking it was going to be like blue ribbon dragon, like it won a competition, but that also works. All right, and now the way is clear, and Elvira's like, I'm pretty sure that there are going to be security officers here any second. I think it would be best if we made it for the entrance, or not. Let's not go out the main entrance. Let's find a side exit as quickly as we can.
Looks at Natalie, who has an Eidolon perfect for this.
Yeah. Oh. All right, Natalie, got it in you for another beat the odds plus biz.
Oh shit! What do I gotta do?
We're looking for a side exit, and you happen to have a very convenient Eidolon for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can handle that. Okay, again, it's hard for me to.
Elvire says.
Issues.
Yeah, there's unfortunately security converging on our location. I have just... Demonic Tutor is telling me that it is a good thing we got out of here just in time, otherwise we'd be in big trouble. So,
I got a 9 on Beat the Odds.
Alright.
I would like to help.
Good. Oh yeah, help.
I think that, I think that in the, the excitement of winning the duel, April's going to come over and congratulating Natalie and just saying, oh, we did it, and as we're struggling to look around for
moral support. Yeah,
moral support, and also wait, aren't we right underneath trying to think of a ride that we heard about in the intro to this.
Any ride we could be right under the Ferris wheel, roller coaster.
Yeah, the Ferris wheel. Do you hear that about us? Are we right underneath the Ferris wheel? And rolling.
Rolling to help.
That's a full success to help.
So that's +2 then?
It's just +1, but no I don't suffer any consequences.
Oh, okay.
So I got a 10 then, which means we just do it.
Gotcha. All right, yeah. So, you just teleport safely and discreetly into one of the big Ferris wheel cages that's hovering over the rest of the amusement park, and everyone's just seated. Really, I mean, you don't take the other your opponents with you, I imagine, unless you want to. Do you want to save them? Okay, just leave them.
Natalie won't want to give them that kind of grace.
All right, so yeah, it's
I feel like maybe they approach the portal and close right before they get in.
So and I think Tiffany just says all right, Slime, let's get on the bus, and you just hear a honk honk as the portal closes.
Funny.
And so yeah, now you're all sitting in a Ferris wheel, and
and we have a hostage with us, I guess.
Yeah, and I think Elvire's looking inexplicably calm, just I always liked the Ferris wheel. And Anastasia looks like a grumpy child, and she's like, "Can I please have 2 arms again? I'd like to stop being an arachnid."
Fine.
I promise I won't run away.
Where's she gonna go?
Well, I have to wait for the... I'm gonna wait for the
where are you gonna go? We're up in the air.
I think
I can't believe we're all fitting in a Ferris wheel cart.
I'm imagining this is like Wonder Wheel style cages, where these are like big cages. I don't know if you guys have ever been on the Wonder Wheel, but you could fit like 8 people in one of those if you really wanted to.
I have not.
It's a very
really funny image.
If you ever go to Coney Island, I recommend it. It's a cool big Ferris wheel. It's got this thing where the
normal amount of limbs now.
I think this is going to be like the end of the episode, because it's like Elvira's just like, well, we have plenty of time to converse. I think we've got another 3 or 4 minutes on this ride. And so I think that's like the sort of the phase out, as like Anastasia's like, well, Anastasia Eclipse at your service, and she like takes her hat off and does like a little smirking bow, and that is the end of this week's episode.
Wow. Hell of a sode, y'all.
Hell of a episode.
So I may do this move another time, but my plan was, if we were gonna go fight the gun lady, was I was gonna use the body pillow with a portal on it as a shield.
Oh yeah, you still have that, definitely. That definitely went through the portal.
Oh, I still have that. I'm not getting rid of that anytime soon. It's her comfort pillow now.
Mm-hmm. Form a tie with the pillow.
I just can't wait for her to meet Primrose and have that pillow and be very embarrassed.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. That's planting seeds right there.
Yeah. So the humanoid slimes Eidolon was Revival Jam.
Oh, that makes sense. It revived the...
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I feel like I probably said this last time, but I am in love with the Demon Tour Bus Eidolon.
I love her.
That
She's my
is
favorite character.
just such a baller idea.
I was really hoping that it would like talk about our guilty memories that we wrote down a couple episodes ago.
I forgot to pull those up ahead of time, so I didn't do a ton of that. Also, we were pretty jam-packed that episode.
Oh, absolutely.
We are already like at 10:30, which is about when I want to end, and I felt like we fit in everything.
Like, I think that I really want, like, April's, like, secret to come out at some point, but I guess it didn't really feel like the proper time, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, I also just, like, mainly, like, I was squeezing those, like, I could have gone and looked for those because I had to scroll up in chat to find them, but I just, like, I was thinking, like, we got enough going on, I'll save that. We'll see, because, like, luckily, you didn't kill the villains this episode, so you still got a chance.
Yeah, Anastasia just didn't fill me with bloodlust, so, like some of the other ones have.
Yeah,
so,
she's not,
nice.
Might not be. And I'm just putting, for anyone in chat who wonders what Tour Guide from the Underworld looks like, I linked it in chat.
Nah. That's a cool bus.
Oh, you know what? Also,
that's where you got, okay. I didn't know where you got your little tour guide girl from that you used for your image when we were doing our test game.
Also, I'm gonna post all of my emotes because I got more emote slots, and I want everyone to see what they can get if they subscribe. You know why? Because I'm like very close to my first payout, so subscriptions or cheers will get me a little closer to that. So don't be afraid to, if you like. Maybe if you don't even like my streams, but you like the emotes I make, because I'm pretty good at making them, look at that. You can have Spigot from Jerk City in any Twitch chat. All you gotta do is subscribe.
I subscribed.
Yeah.
I subscribed. It's actually, it's my 4-month sub-anniversary today.
Oh, so do you have an upgraded ring then?
I guess.
It doesn't show it.
I don't know how this shit works.
I don't know how the badges work either. I know Erin has her badge. So it's not broken.
Erin should have a badge. I'm gonna just hold on. I'm gonna add in my unique chatting.
Also, I'm gonna put Barrel behind the door in our audio visuals, and also put it in the stream.
Gotta see the Barrel. Ooh. That's a cool card.
That's I love that card because that's like the original art is just like a straight up regular gun, but like when they brought.
I didn't realize that the Eidolon itself was named Barrel behind the door. I thought I thought she was just giving a command